Okay, so yeah, in your if we expand the idea of leadership outside just of industry and work, and you move to more social related projects or ideas, and then things get a little bit more complex. And so you mostly talked about simple industry, job related objectives and milestones, which, you know, if you're working in a company, obviously these typically speaking don't involve moral or ethical questions. They may do, but a lot of the time they don't. So there are maybe, you know, things like in the pharmaceutical companies, these are more areas where ethical items may appear. I'm not saying they're the only ones, but the all more obvious ones comes along. You know, in the medical world, you have certain more ethical related questions, and in the greater world, in terms of politics and so on. So you're going to see these leaders who have great charisma and are able to, you know, attract millions even of people behind them. And so what's the question for you? If you're identify these people and you feel you need, you know, should I follow or not follow? I suppose the best way to look at this is if you look at the Machiavelli type approach. Do the ends justify the means? So obviously you need to identify what are the ends. Okay, do you to avoid finding yourself in a situation whereby you've heard of the herd mentality, whereby a mass of people get together and everything seems to be right, but this is where the individual and leadership of themselves is probably a key way to put this. How do you lead yourself? How do you lead yourself into good or bad situations? So ethical, non-ethical, and who are you following, or you yourself? Are you behaving ethically and, you know, pulling people behind you to an ethical or not? So yeah, it's a very large and open topic, but the key thing is, you know, if you want a simple question or guide, is am I following the Machiavelli type mentality where the ends justify the means? And if the answer to that is yes, well, then maybe you should start looking at how you're approaching things, and what are the objectives and what are the means. And though they will clearly indicate to you whether you're on the right road to the right objective. So again, if you find yourself in situations whereby, you know, you have a charismatic leader and things that are being said that appear on the surface to be correct, and, you know, I suppose the best way to put it is half-truths, you need to ask the right questions. What are the objectives here, and what are the means? And if they don't correlate with your core values, then perhaps you need to decide to change or detach yourself from what you're getting involved in. But that's on the negative side, and it's not always negative. As we know, there are people out there who really do a lot of goodwill, you know, things in society.